This is a video for how to go about creating number 16 for your 20 ISOs project in Fusion 360. You will notice with this part that we have kind of a base plate down on the bottom and something kind of vertical on the back that I'll call like the spine of the object. And we have this kind of like small cylinder, kind of a nose thing that comes out of the top. One thing we'll do is we'll just go ahead and create the base plate of the object first, and then we'll talk about how to go about creating, let's say, what this more vertical member is. So down here on the bottom, we're going to create the base plate, and it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units of width, a height of 1, and it's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units deep, so 8 by 1 by 5. So we're going to create a sketch on our plane. I'm going to grab a hold of 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to have 1 tab 8 and hit enter, and I'm going to go to finish sketch, click on my house, go to extrude, and I'm going to go ahead and drag back, and I'm going to say -5. And we now have for ourselves kind of our base plate, bare bones bottom part of the object. Now we're going to go ahead and put in the holes of the object, and the diameter of the hole is going to be 1. You can tell this circle fits perfectly inside of one of the isometric squares. The only issue is that the distance in from the reference edges is going to be 1.5. That center point is 1.5 in from the front and 1.5 in from the side. So we will go up to our hole command, and we will click on the surface we are going to make the hole on, and we want to click on our reference edge, and we're going to put in 1.5, and our next reference edge is right here on the front, and we're going to put in 1.5. The diameter of the hole, when we scroll down over here to get to the diameter, is going to be 1. We're going to go ahead and say OK. We're going to place another hole. We're going to go to hole, on the surface, reference edge, 1.5. The front reference edge is 1.5. The diameter of the hole, again, will be 1. Say OK. So we now have ourselves 2 holes placed at the correct reference edges. Down at the bottom, we want to take a look at these fillets that we've created. And the fillets are going to be 1.5 also. You can kind of see this little reference center point that, it's a point of tangency. Once this stops curving and turns straight, it turns horizontal or it turns vertical as a point of tangency. Our radius for these fillets is going to be 1.5. We're going to go up to the fillet, and we're going to click on our edges we want to get rid of, and our radius will be 1.5. We're going to go ahead and put in 1.5 and hit enter. After we click enter, we want to go back and take a look at our 20 ISOs object here, and we want to go ahead and create this rectangle back here, but we want to ignore what I'll call these like skateboard ramps. We kind of want to ignore this, additive fillet in here, and we want to find out that this is actually turns tangent 2 squares in. So if I follow this 2 squares in and come up vertically, we can tell that this line turns to kind of be a solid part of the object right here. The middle part that has really no part of a fillet added to it is just going to be 4 wide. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 right in here. We're going to go up to create sketch and click on the top of the object. We're going to go ahead and go up to 2-point rectangle, and we want to click on 2-point rectangle, and we're going to click and drag in. Now the width was 4. So in this case, the depth is 2 and the width is 4. We can tell that by the distance from here to here is 2 and the width here is just going to be 4. So back in here into our object, we're going to come back into Fusion 360, and we're going to put in 2, and we're going to go tab, and we're going to go 4, and we're going to hit enter. And you're going to notice how we're kind of off-centered here. Now we could find a way to kind of move this over through using geometric constraints, but kind of an easy way, since the whole object is going to be just 8 wide, is we can just go to dimension and say, just from here to here is going to be 2. And you're going to notice that that's automatically going to center this object. So we're just going to go ahead and just keep that right there where it is, and we're going to go to finish sketch. And we now have ourselves our rectangle here in the middle. The toughest part of creating this is finding what's the vertical height that I'm going to walk this up. And we said that we would count it in 4 in here into the middle, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and right here I'm kind of in the middle of the object. If I go back a distance of 2, I'm back here at the back of the object right in the center. I want to count up the number of cubes that I have here, but I want to count this all the way back to the back up here from the top. So if I come up 2 here and I go back 4 the full depth, I'm going to stop counting right here. So at this point right here, I'm going to count back 2, and I'm going to count straight up until I hit the top of the object. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cubes tall. I'm going to go to extrude. I'm going to click inside the object. I'm going to put in the number 9, and I'm going to hit enter. It's a little bit of analysis of an object. When you go in and you take a look and you're trying to find something, you have to find points on an X and Y plane to give you a precise coordinate for how tall something is. Our next step is going to be to fillet off a radius of these edges here. So we want to kind of round off these corners, and that is going to be a fillet radius of 2. 1, 2. Fillet radius of 2. So we're going to go up to fillet. We're going to click on our edges here and here. Put in a radius of 2. And we're going to hit enter, and automatically we know we have the right radius because we don't see any overlapping here and we don't see a line. Now what's neat about fillets is they can also be additive, and as you see this right in here, we're going to do an additive fillet that's going to basically, like if we took, let's say, clay or something like that and we added it in this corner, we smoothed it out, it's going to be like a skateboard ramp. So we're going to come up here and we're going to go to fillet, fillet again, and we're going to click on our edge here, and we're going to use our view cube, come around to the other side, click on the opposite edge, put in 2, and you're going to notice it's going to give you an additive fillet. And additive means it's going to add mass to the object. I'm going to go ahead and say enter. And we kind of have now this kind of back plate. It kind of looks like an old grandfather clock kind of shape. And we're going to go in and we're going to actually draw ourselves a circle and extrude it out a distance of 2. So we have this circle back here on the back. We need to come out a total distance of 4. So we're going to come up and click on our sketch. We're going to click on the front of the object, and we're going to go to our circle. And we need to find the center point of the circle. Now automatically it's going to reference this blue dot right here in the middle, and we're going to click, and all we have to do is just snap. Makes it pretty easy. We're going to go to finish sketch. We're going to go to extrude. Let's click on our house just to take a look at exactly what we're looking at so we can see in 3D, and we want it to come out a distance of 2, and we're going to hit enter. And we now have this object. The only thing we have left to do now is just to create that hole, and the hole diameter is going to be 2. The radius is 1, where diameter is the distance from one point on the object to the exact opposite point on the object while passing through the center point. We're going to go up to the hole command. We're going to click on the front face of our object. And one thing that's kind of nice about going to the front view is you can see me kind of drag this up, and it's going to kind of snap to that center. We're going to scroll down over here. The diameter is 2. The distance is going to be all. Say OK. We're going to click on our house button, and automatically right here you can see that we have now created number 16 for your 20 ISOs for your Fusion 360 project.